Hey there, Starcraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of Starcraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, it's going to be a match between Bunny and Zest from Home Story Cup 19 here on Thunderbird, the latter edition. Bottom right-hand corner is the blue Protoss player. It is Zest. And in the top left-hand corner, it is the red Terran player, Bunny. An excellent Korean Terran player. Excellent Korean Protoss here today for you. I love Home Story Cup for the reason that everybody competes against everybody. There's no region lock, just everybody shows up and has a good time. No invite, well, I guess there's a level of invitation required there, but everybody's here, man, from everywhere in the entire world. That's what I like. That's what I like about Home Story Cup. So, what are we going to see here out of this TVP? Probably going to see some Colossus, I imagine. I'd expect some Reaper play to get us started based on that gas timing. And I would expect, Storm probably a lot of Storm. Although we have seen some Terrans go mech against Protoss fairly recently, it's an interesting strategy. It's kind of hard to pull off, but Morrow popularized it because Morrow is a trendsetter that way. And we'll see if it works out. We'll see if it works out here for Bunny, if he goes that way or not. Traditionally, though, he's just going to go bio. Going to go for a lot of drops, going to try to stim in and snipe off Colossus and Immortals and things. And generally going to be a pretty hectic game, for sure. Probe here to fight against the SCV, who is just trying to build a barracks, man. You leave him alone. Barracks does go down. Another SCV has to come out to handle it. Reaper's name is Krieg. Being highly unstable, more than usual, Krieg was kicked out of a Pandora on a shuttle and picked up by a battlecruiser passing by. The Terran Dominion realized that with enough drugs, Krieg could actually be used in combat. Everyone who had the grace of meeting him said that the only noise coming from the Reaper suit was meat bicycle and poop train, and his requests for Hellion and siege tank commandants were denied. Yeah, we're not going to let you command a tank, crazy person, that's for sure. Meanwhile, we've got ourselves an Adept on the way to deal with this Reaper. That is getting started here. And he's actually not going to move out. He's going to defend against Adept attacks that might show up. So both players playing a little defensively here, it looks like. The Adepts are there for scouting, though. I don't think they'll stay home for any reason. Unless he's worried about a Reaper showing up, which seems like he very well may be, based on the fact that she's still walking here. She's walking here. Second base taken by Bunny, throwing up a factory here too. Nothing too crazy to tell us what's going on, although Reactor indicates Hellions. Hellion harass can be pretty fantastic. Hellions versus Adepts, that bonus damage goes both ways. Adepts get bonus versus light, which Hellions are. Hellions also get bonus versus light, which Adepts are. Interesting situation where that doesn't happen a lot. I feel like in StarCraft, where two units attack each other, both have the exact same advantage against the other one. So, Command Center going to land here. A little bit off centers to start. No big deal. Doesn't slow him down all that much. Got another starport. Oh, that's the first one. First starport on the way from Bunny. And yeah, here's our traditional double Hellion and Reaper move-out maneuver from Bunny. This is intended to kill an Adept or two, possibly. Stalkers really pretty much shut this thing down, as there's no bonus versus Stalkers at all in this situation. And taking the long way around as it is. Oh, hang on. Ambush. Is it an ambush attempt? Is he waiting for an Adept to come by? That's not an Adept, though. That's a hallucinated Phoenix coming in for the scout. Double Adept is coming, or double Hellion, rather, is coming in. 4 Hellions. And an Adept is a fairly aggressive opener here, but there is a, well, we've got a Sentry and a Stalker, which means this is not going to be as effective, I don't think, as Bunny would like it to be. He is going for Cloak Banshees, though, and a Cyclone's on the way to deal with a possible Oracle. So if the Sentry gets picked off first, that's a light unit, takes that bonus damage. But 2 Stalkers here mean we're just here to kill as many, as our Reaper gets killed, as many probes as we can, which is going to be maybe 5? 7. Wow. Get 7 before they go down there. So that's 4 Hellions, though. And a Reaper for 7 probes. Maybe not the best exchange in all of the world. Cloak Banshee, the follow-up here. What is Zest going to have to deal with that? Honestly, Shield Battery in the mineral line deals with 1 Banshee like a charm. See, this is what I'm talking about. The Banshee doesn't have a high enough DPS to actually kill through the shield recharge on these units that a Shield Battery gives. So, Cyclone's here for defensive purposes for now. Marine production has begun off of the barracks, getting a tank here too, and a Raven. Third command center under construction here to land at this location in a time to be determined. So yeah, so far pretty standard opening from both of these players. Some damage gets done by Bunny, but Bunny also loses some units in the process, which he's not too worried about. Hellions don't really have much mid to late game use against Protoss. Same reason, again, shield battery. Shield battery heals up quite nicely. Banshee is going to cruise in, though, to the main base, and if there's not a shield battery, there's a shield battery and a bunch of stalkers here. They're prepared for this. Oh, I guess the pylon scouted it. Nice pylon scout, though. Beautiful stuff, honestly. Stalker's getting free shots. Oh, the Banshee can't die here. Oh, that was close, though. 10 HP. 10 HP is all he has. So, Phoenix does scout the 3rd command center. Does end up scouting the starport with a reactor on it. The additional barracks under construction, and says this is going to be a bio play. Out of Bunny. No crazy mech stuff from him today. And yeah, so far so good. I mean, resources lost are exactly 500 and 500 respectively. So, I mean, nobody has a massive lead at this stage. Worker count is higher for Zest, but that's because mules are a thing, and you can keep up in the income, if not be higher, with the mule production, as we're seeing here. It's just kind of jumping back and forth here. Army supply about even at 25 to 23, and Bunny decides it is time to move out. He's got Marines, he's got tanks, he's got Ravens. Maybe he's defending, though. He might be defending his 3rd base a little bit. The Stalkers can't get through here, can they? Unless they have Blink. Hey, look, they have Blink. They got right through without any problems at all. They're going to attack in as soon as their Blink is on cooldown, and they can actually get out of there if they need to. That's what that wait was for. So, going to pick off a couple SCVs, couple Marines in the mix. If there's not a tank involved here, ooh, they could Blink on top of that tank. It'd be dangerous, though. The Marine count is pretty high. Couple Marines dying, and Blinks out before he takes a siege tank shot. Nice control from Zest there. Well done, good sir. So 3rd base already running for Zest, though, and just now getting saturated from Bunny. I'd say the Protoss player is ahead at the stage. Storm is about halfway done. Charge coming in here, too. Charge being the good spell against Terran. It just allows Zealots to chew up Marines and Marauders and tanks so well. And get there fast, too. It's a combination of they have an extra hit, and then they also get there quickly. So speed, as I talk about a lot, is of the essence in all RTS games. The faster you can get somewhere, the better your unit is going to be. That's why Lings are really good. It's why Charge Lots are good. It's why things like Phoenix are good, because they're fast. And why things like Original Tempest were bad, because they were incredibly slow. They have been sped up to some point here. Battle Cruisers, also slow unit, but they have the jump ability. The tactical jump that allows them to move anywhere instantly, which is as fast as you can get. So, that's your trade-off. Meanwhile, something was in here. I can't imagine a Banshee tried to do anything. What the heck was that? Just caught a glimpse of... It was a Banshee. What? Why would you even try? Yeah, that didn't make any sense at all. Okay, maybe Bunny not thinking too straight there. As, again, even the presence of a shield battery is enough to actually stop anything from happening for that Banshee. Other than dying, I suppose. Marines Marauders pushing out, and they want to catch the Stalkers. Can they do it before the Blink is on cooldown? No! Because Stalkers are fast because they have 4 legs. Zip, zip, zip. Ghost Academy on the way from Bunny. Let's see here. Ghost Academy on the way from Bunny. There it is, here at the Natural. Working on Immortals, working on further upgrades, and getting a 4th Nexus here is Zest at the 8.5-minute mark. I heard that. I heard a Widow Mine. And there are Widow Mines. Cool. Drilling Claws? No. On the way? No. So no Drilling Claws here for anybody. 3rd base done. 4th base, 4th command center under construction here from Bunny. He's behind a tiny bit. I want to say, although warp in time versus build time versus lift up and land time, I don't know, it's probably even. Probably even. Additional Stargates on the way. Probably going to see some Tempests begin construction to deal with, I was going to say with the Liberators, but I don't know if we are going to see any Liberators here today, although I'd be surprised if we don't. Liberators are very, very good in TVP. A carrier transition, I don't think would make any sense at all. We never, ever see those against Terran. They just have too many good things against them. Vikings, battle cruisers, and Marines are all incredible. Cyclones, also very good there, too. So there's your fleet beacon, and there's the Liberators. Okay, so he was preparing for the Liberators before they got started building. He knew they'd be here eventually. It is a staple of TVP after all. So we're just getting Tempest on the way before the Tempest, or before the Liberators actually even show up. Makes sense. Makes sense to me. Adept comes in for the scout. She's not super useful in the ensuing battles, so she just sees where the Terran lives. Sensor tower set up here. I do love sensor tower play. Usually see it in TVT, but pretty darn good in TVP too. Just knowing where the Protoss army is coming at you at all time is excellent. Fourth base landing now after the fourth base of Zest is fully functional. So yeah, I'd say Zest is ahead overall in economy, but one big fight could really change that. It could change who's ahead and put Bunny in the lead overall sooner rather than later. Lock on that Zealot. See how fast he closed that? Man, speed is great. Drop gets absolutely shut down on the top side of the map here. Scan in the middle here so Bunny sees what's going on. He sees the Tempest production. He recognizes what's going on with the Fleet Beacon and double Stargate running at this stage. So he should be prepared for that. Drop did not actually go home from Bunny. We'll see if they turn around and try to get something done here soon. Fleet Beacon coming in, probably just for advanced ballistics for the Liberators, allowing their Defender mode circles to be further away from their bodies. And another base on the way here from Zest. So, I mean, fifth base here, warping in at a pretty good time at about 10, 11 minutes or so. +3 attack on the way from Bunny now. And yeah, this is just really standard stuff here. Marines, Marauders, Ghosts, Tanks, Liberators dropping the main, getting cleaned out pretty well. Although they are trying to kill a bunch of probes before they go down. 2 probes do go down. I'm not sure if that was a fair trade or not. Medevac is out, and that means the Marauders are dead there too. A bit of a poke into the 6th base, or the 5th base rather. Gets shut down by a bunch of Stalkers and Archons there too. So 2 probes go down, and that's about it. I'd say Zest is doing an excellent job preparing and protecting against drops, which again is a massive thing that allows Terran players to win TVP or drops. So if you can stop the drops from doing anything, you're going to be in a good place. Because the idea is the bio is fast, and they shouldn't be able to survive all that well in a straight-up engagement with the Protoss. They should be able to run around and harass them and cause problems that way. If they can't get that done, then their advantage is pretty much nil. So here's a small group of Marines and Marauders. They can't get through this because they don't have any SCVs with them. You just fly over it, though. It's fine. Blink, blink in. Ah, does blink in. Cannon needs to focus down the medevacs, though. Not really helping all that much, honestly. And then dropping... Oh, actually not dropping into the main at all. There's nothing to drop. Shield battery helping pretty well here as only 5 probes go down with all of this bio on top of it. And once again, Zest manages to clean it out. 8 probes go down, which is probably more than Zest wanted to lose there, but he's still on 64 workers. Does have to spend a little bit of a resource on replacing those guys, but otherwise he's fine. Disruptors have begun to be produced here too. Disruptor's pretty good at zoning out bio. Like, zoning likes to hide in the defender mode circles and then attack out. But if there's a disruptor ball coming at them, they don't do that as often. So that's just kind of a zoning out thing. And if you get lucky, you can actually connect on a huge ball of bio and destroy them with a disruptor ball too. So lots of balls. Bunny has taken a 5th base. Again, a little bit late compared to what Zest is running with here. I just think Zest has been just a bit ahead for quite some time. You can't just set up in range of a cannon, and he's not. He's not blindly setting up. He's got a couple options here if he wants to try to deal with that. And Bunny's 4th base, or his 5th base rather, in trouble there. 6th base, happily mining. Anti-armor missile catches a bunch of stuff. Liberators recognizing they have to sacrifice their own lives in order... Well, shield battery means we don't. Never mind. No sacrifice required today, boys. Well done. A lot of Vikings here to deal with the Tempest. I'm loving that a lot. Haven't seen battle cruisers, as they are a pretty good answer to the Tempest too, but it's not like it's mass Tempest out of Zest or anything. Still got his ground army. Still being really pokey. Man, that is 6 bases, huh? So Bunny's on 6. Zest is only on 5. Nope, that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Liberator comes back into the same position, but hang on, oh, he's taking the shots instead of probes, or he's trying to anyway. That was pretty cool. That was nice. I like that play. He's like, hey, hit me instead. I can survive it because there's a shield battery right here. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Tempest count, not huge as I mentioned previously, so I'm not sure the Viking count is not all that warranted, I don't believe. Liberator still trying to harass. Still trying to pick off as many probes as possible. Total number of probes lost in this game is 24, and only 4 SCVs have died. That Liberator trying to get somewheres. Going to run into a cannon here and die. Bit of engagement here in the middle of the map. Defender mode circles are present. Tempests are firing from distance. Bio trying to come in here too and focus down some of these units. The Vikings actually doing pretty well here against that Tempest count. Maybe that is what he needed. He actually needed that many Vikings to deal with the Tempest effectively, because he's dealing with them pretty effectively. The Liberators have been untouched for the time being. But blinking up there with the Stalkers to pick one off is a minor victory there too. So Zest doing some good stuff here. 191 and 192 supply. Both players are even in overall supply count. Army supply pretty darn close too. I mean, just everywhere across the board. Nice EMP toss down on a bunch of this Protoss army. Slowing it down. Ghost tried to come along the southern border there. Got murdered by a cannon. Bit of an ignominious death there, if you ask me. More Vikings and 4 Liberators at a time in production here from Bunny. So both players on 6 bases. Thunderbird is known for its macro games. It's just hard to punish somebody for being greedy here. So not too surprised that's what we're getting here on this map. That's not to say we don't have like 6-minute games on Thunderbird either, because we totally do. But it's just harder to punish is what I'm saying. Hey, a Motto Cannon on the way. We might end up switching over to Battle Cruiser here eventually to deal with these Tempests. Another Ghost attempt. There are nukes in production right now. Are there any nukes complete? Yes, there are. We'll see if this Ghost is smarter than his friends. As the Liberators move up, you blink out. Nuke attempt here at the 6th for Zest. And he's actually hiding behind a pillar. That's a good place to set up, actually. That's hard to see if you're looking for where that Ghost is. Zest. Okay, well, that was decent. 4 probes go down. A lot of SCVs coming out here basically to sacrifice themselves to allow for more supply. Because mules are good, and at some point you don't really need SCVs anymore. At least not as many as you had previously. The Tempests are sitting on +2 air weapons, which is pretty good. The Vikings have +2 air weapons as well, though, so we're just kind of going tit for tat right now. Ooh, Nova catching a Ghost. Another nuke attempt. No? Nope, not anymore. You'd think that was harassment, but those are SCVs in the middle of the map. Not what that was at all. 7th base does get canceled here. Bunny shuts it down. And continues to push forward with his bio. Trying to take out a couple of these cannons. Cannons, again, losing their effectiveness over time in all situations as upgrades start being applied to the units, and it doesn't really benefit the static defense at all, unless you've got shield upgrades. Which today we do. There's 1 shield upgrade, so the cannons do actually benefit a little bit from that, but not as much as units actually can. Single DT moving out for harassment. There is Planetary Fortress missile turret here, my good friend. Why? Why would you go this way? Where are you anyway? Right here, huh? Liberator setting up, trying to get stuff done inside this 4th base and the main base. Newly constructed Tempest shutting that one down, and being aggressive for probably the first time in the game here is Zest. He's pushing up to the 12 o'clock position where there's only a Planetary Fortress present. There are some Immortals. Nova chasing back. Viking count incredibly high here, but saving that base, I'm not sure if it's totally going to be a thing. DT's here to shut down this command center. A lift would be really good here, but Bunny seems to be paying attention to something else at the moment. He does lift it before it starts to burn, which is the goal there. Observer in observation mode. Just trying to make sure he sees when the Tempests come in. Never mind, got sniped off. Air weapons level 3 completing. EMP is getting tossed down. Nova getting a decent hit. Good retreat there too. And yeah, this southern base going to get shut down here. Zest, good map awareness. And Bunny's attempt to expand absolutely fails there. So both players end up losing their attempts to expand. Or it did hurt Bunny a little bit more because he actually completed the command center, and Zest was able to cancel his Nexus before losing too much that way. So Planetary Fortress stays alive. The attack from Zest does not do all that it wanted to do. And the 6th base economy stalemate continues. Another nuke attempt from the north here. A weird place to look for it, but nice reaction time this time from Zest, recognizing where this Ghost is, where the nuke is coming from. And there it is. Marines Marauders dropping at the back behind this 5th base. Does get wiped out, and now the nuke attempt. Oh, we're close. We're close to seeing the guy. And we do, but we can't kill him in time. Oh, several cannons going down there. And the Ghost does eventually die, but not before he has achieved his life's work. Stalker attack on the left side. Not going to happen. 9 o'clock position completely belongs to Bunny at this stage. He is well defended against any kind of harassment like that. I mean, he's got some production in here, so that helps. Or production on the way. Here are the battle cruisers. Battle cruisers operational, which we've seen in late game TVP more often than not these days. And especially with upgrades, too. I mean, this is really Sky Terraning in it on some level here. DT's hacking away at the incoming attack of Bio. And both players trying to expand to this top right-hand corner at the same time, which is hilarious. Zest. Just could have put a base here. Bunny had the same thought. They're on the same wavelength. A couple medevacs going down, but honestly, the bio count is not as high as it used to be. It is largely Sky Terran at this stage. Yeah, man, the battle cruisers are taking the long way around. They are trying to see if they can take down a base and jump home in the process. It's a really cost-efficient way to deal damage to your opponent. Bunny's attempt to expand up north gets shut down here. Bunny's been on 6 bases for quite some time and has not really been able to get out of it, which is not good. Not in the long run good for him at all. These Stalkers do have +3 attack. There are only 3 of them, but eventually they should be able to get it down into burning if they keep focusing on it long enough. This Stalker, actually blinks up here out of the range of the PF to make sure. Oh, he's trying to harass some SCVs here too. Alright, that works, I guess. They just blink through and harass SCVs instead of trying to kill this command center. That's probably a better use of their time for sure. Yeah, Archon here trying to deal with these battle cruisers. That is a 1-to-5 ratio. A bad one for sure. The recall's happening. The command center is taking shots. It is on fire now. Battle cruisers just strafing through. Getting hit. There's a jump. Nicely done. This is what I'm talking about. You just do what you can and then jump out. You basically got free damage there. Didn't lose anything. Killed a bunch of probes. Let's call that a win. How about? I believe the Hulk would consider that an absolute win. Dun, 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 dun. EMPs doing some hit here too. Zest. Again, both players match. This is as even as you can get. 199, 56, and 140 are the numbers for both players right now. The Vikings are trying to deal with the Tempest. The Stalkers blink right under them, taking shots from the Liberators like they just don't care. And Liberators getting wiped out in the process. I've always said this. Not always, but I'm saying it for a long time. If you're scared of Liberators as a Protoss player, just blink in there and kill them. Blink in there and kill them. It's going to work more often than not. I mean, sure, if there's a ton of bio sitting under it, don't do that. But if there's not a whole lot, like sacrifice, it's a good trade to trade a few Stalkers for a bunch of Liberators. The costs totally work out there. Tack it on in. The Vikings are doing really well here, but also taking splash damage from the Archons. The Stalkers are wiping out the Viking count, and suddenly the air superiority is gone right now from Bunny. Blinking forward is an indication from Zest that he's feeling pretty good about this situation. The battle cruisers come in to try to defend the homeland. Bunch of Marauders getting surrounds here too versus the Disruptors and the Immortals, and Zest is forced to retreat from that position. He felt like he had it for a second there, but no. Yamato cannons hitting Immortals there as well as they can. Blinking under them. They jumped not too far away. They want to save this base if at all possible. Orbital commands exploding under the onslaught of Zest attack here. A planetary fortress goes down too. An entire base is done, and Bunny is officially on the 5 bases that he doesn't want to be on here. Disruptor picked out. This is really scrappy right now, but Bunny is slowly falling apart in overall supply right now. There are 2 battle cruisers in production, but they take forever to build, and this just might be it. Blinking on top of the battle cruiser army. They're firing as fast as they can, but the shields are helping a lot for the Stalkers. Stalker count is starting to plummet, but the battle cruiser count is only 3 itself right now. Immortals crushing everything on the ground. A DT in the mix gets 11 kills on everything there, and I think that's going to be it for Bunny. He's down 158 to 87, and good game. Zest takes that win in 24 minutes and 30 seconds. Wow. Man, Zest was not all that aggressive. I don't want to say throughout most of the game there, but towards the end, he really started pushing in, really started wiping out those Liberators, and then was able to get up on top of the battle cruisers. He had DTs in the mix. He had disruptors in the mix. I mean, it was a very eclectic supply that we saw there from Zest in that final battle. It was 3 Immortals, 2 Tempests, a Dark Templar, 26 Stalkers, 3 Disruptors, and an Oracle. Just kind of all over the place. I mean, Bunny, too. He's sitting on Marines, Marauders. Had some Liberators, obviously, before they died very recently, and then 3 Battle Cruisers remaining, but not enough to deal with 26 Stalkers upgraded to, what were they, 3-3-3? Yeah, upgraded to 3-3-3. I mean, 3-3-3 across the board here. Bunny did not have the Air Armor upgrade, whereas Air 3-3 was done for Zest. His Tempests were incredibly tanky, especially considering they had the Shield upgrade, too, that is shared among all Protoss units and structures. He had DT Blink, Shadow Stride at the same time. That's kind of nuts. Loving that. And yeah, I think upgrades really helped here for Zest in getting that win. It didn't actually use Storm as much as I thought he would, especially towards the end there. Especially against the Vikings. He just had Archons and Stalkers to handle those guys. Resources lost 49,000 for Bunny and 33 for Zest. That is a pretty cost-efficient win there. And really, looking at the units lost for Zest here, it's 77 Stalkers, but like 9 Zealots, 6 Disruptors, 10 Tempests is a lot of the Tempests that he had built. That was 10 of the 12, it turns out. So that was a big number. On the other side here for the Terran, we had a total of 24 Liberators, 9 Battle Cruisers died, 89 Marines, 48 Marauders, 24 Liberators. I said that before, I'm going to say it again. Decent nukes did happen by Bunny there, but in the end it wasn't enough. It was not enough to get the victory, and Protoss gets the win here today. All right, cool stuff, and that is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. Whoa. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.